Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Everybody knows women can't resist a man that speaks more than one language. That's why whenever I've approached a foxy lady, I've always used this accent right here.
That's not, what are you talking about? That's just
Excuse me, my name is Jacques, and I'm from the south of France.
that's a different South.
Would y'all like a baguette?
I don't understand.
I got these baguettes on my bicycle. After we eat these baguettes, you can go out and watch me do some miming. I'm getting geared up to do some miming a little later on near Cannes.
I don't even know that that's a southern accent at all from any country.
South of France, that's the way we speak down here. It's some sweet tea
South of France.
and some champagne.
All right, that's it. My top came off. You were right.
I told you, it's a sexy accent.
Couldn't resist.
And on the phone right now is Catherine, and apparently the dude that she met can speak another language as well. What's up, Catherine? How are you?
Cool.
Hey.
Hey.
Good, how are you?
Good. It says that you met the guy you want to call today at a Spanish class?
Yeah, we were both taking a Spanish night class, and his name's Grady.
So he can speak Spanish, I'm guessing?
I would say he is learning to speak Spanish.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so he's not really actually
attempting-
that good.
Attempting at it. But that's good. That's a great way to meet somebody.
But yeah, we met in class. Class had been going on for a few weeks. I didn't really think much of it. And then he came up to me at the end of class and said I was beautiful in Spanish.
Oh,
Okay.
muy bonita.
Did he actually say it well in Spanish, or did he say something completely different and you have no idea? You're like, what? Yeah.
You have to know I'm a beginner too.
Okay.
So
So who knows? He could have said anything to you, and then he's like, that was you're beautiful. I said you're beautiful.
Yeah, he attempted it. That's really sweet.
yeah, we had been working on adjectives that day, and so it was sweet.
Okay.
And did he ask you out right afterwards, or?
Yeah, he asked if I wanted to get a bite to eat, and I was like, yeah, that'd be nice. And then he suggested we go to a Mexican restaurant in a shopping center nearby so he could keep practicing his Spanish.
You're like, hey, let's go learn some more Spanish. Let's go to Chipotle in the mall.
Yeah. He stuck with his theme maybe a little too hard.
Yeah, and you know how people at restaurants, if they speak the language, instead of being like, I'll have the bruschetta, they'll be like, I'll have the bruschetta.
Oh yeah, I know. When people do that all the time.
I hate that.
Yeah.
And he was trying so hard, but it was really endearing. It was really cute. And we ordered, and then we just had a normal talk.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Then
He
you
didn't
dropped the
try
Spanish
to
stuff.
continue the Spanish.
No. It was just to order, which was sweet. And then just had a really good time chatting. I think he's really funny. I think he's genuine. He just keeps it real physically. I mean, he's definitely attractive.
Okay.
It was fun. And I think he liked me too because he wanted to continue the date. And so we walked around. And,
Where'd you walk?
we were in a shopping center.
Oh.
So we just went in a few little stores.
I picture you at a really bad chain Mexican restaurant, and so you're just walking around a parking lot. Okay, so you went into the mall.
No, it was a cute Mexican restaurant in a cute shopping center
Okay.
with fun stores.
But that's awesome. What was your interaction like when you guys were walking around?
It was great. We were very bantery, joking with each other. And he bought me this hat that I liked. It wasn't super expensive, but it was a hat I was looking at. And he was like, oh, it looks great on you. And he bought it for me, which was so
That's cool.
sweet.
That's
That
usually
would make
such
me
a
think
good sign.
that he likes you, yeah.
I think so. But then he walked me to my car.
Uh-huh.
And he gave me a hug, which was like, really, a hug? And then he thanked me for a great time, which was gentlemanly. And he hasn't contacted me since, and it's been a week.
And you guys are done with your Spanish class at this point?
No, we're still in class, but he didn't show up.
Oh, so he hasn't been to class. Okay, and have you tried to reach out to him?
I just texted him the day after our outing. I guess I don't even know if it was a date at this point. And I thanked him and said, I had a great time. And he said, me too. But didn't ask me out again.
Dude, that's totally a date. He bought you a hat. Did he pay for dinner too?
He did. He paid for dinner. He paid for our margaritas.
For sure. You don't buy somebody a hat unless it's a date.
That's what I'm saying.
No matter who it is.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a form of commitment.
And
Yeah.
you had a follow-up text.
Yeah, I mean, I followed up to thank him because, like, that's polite, and I did have a good time, and he did respond, but it was just me too, like, very short.
Have you tried to ask him out?
Yeah. Have you tried to ask him?
No, we've only been out once. It's not time for that yet.
Okay. Well,
Maybe
so you're like, okay, I don't want to risk asking him out.
I want to ask him out. I'll just call you guys to ask him out.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I think you made the right decision. So we'll play a song, come back, and get your second date update, all right?
That sounds great.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Hey, Catherine,
Hey,
are you sure that you want to get a date with this guy? Because as far as I'm concerned, I think that this is the lowest anybody has ever stooped
What? He just
when these second date updates.
What do you mean?
yeah, I think I still want to date with him.
What kind of monster buys a hat for somebody and then doesn't ask them out on another date?
You're so
It's
obsessed.
ridiculous to me.
I mean, I can think of a lot worse things.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
I can't, Catherine. Well, I guess we're going to call him anyway. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Catherine is on the phone. She wants to call a dude named Grady. They met in their Spanish class. They were taking like a night Spanish class. He asked her out after class. They went and got some Mexican food and then walked around the mall. And while they were walking around the mall, he bought her a hat. But hasn't asked her out on another date.
You are disgusted.
Ugh,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I
is
mean, I
stupid.
finally found your line, and
Yeah.
this guy's crossed
This
it.
is it. Catherine, why do you think he's not calling you back?
I truly have no idea. I mean, I've run through every scenario in my head, and I kind of starting to wonder if he just feels insecure because I'm better at Spanish.
Oh,
Maybe.
Oh, okay. I mean, he is avoiding Spanish class altogether, it sounds like, this week as well. So that's not a bad theory.
It could be. I'm really anxious.
All right.
All right.
Well, I'll call him right now, see if we can get him on the phone and get your answer, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hola, ¿puedo hablar con Grady, please?
Hello?
Oh, hey, what's up, Grady? Sorry, sorry, I'm speaking Spanish again. Is this Grady?
Okay, yeah, this is him. Who's this?
This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I know, there's a lot of things you don't understand right now.
Yeah.
Why? This is really the radio station?
Well, I'm a person,
Okay, that's
not a
what he meant.
station.
But yes,
But yeah,
it's-
it's a show that airs on radio stations, yeah.
What are you guys calling me for?
Well, we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then don't call them back after, they can email us to give you a call and find out what happened. And we got an email from Catherine. You spent an evening with Catherine getting Mexican food and walking around the mall. You bought her a hat. I don't know if you remember that or not, but
Hold on, man. So, Catherine emailed you guys about a date that we went on?
yes.
Wait, was it not a date? She wasn't actually sure on that one, but she thought it was a date.
Yeah, as far as I know, it was not a date, and I thought that was clear.
Oh, well, I don't think it was
Uh-oh.
clear with Catherine because, well, I mean, she wasn't sure, but she was sure hoping it was a date. Did you have fun with her at all?
Yeah, no, I had a great time. I just, honestly, I met her at Spanish class, and I thought, she looked pretty and she was nice, so, I thought maybe she could also help me find, like, a little fashion of my own because she seemed, like, real fashionable. So I thought it would be cool if we, like, hung out and shopped a little bit. That's it.
Wait, hold up, though. I don't get that, because you're like, oh, she's pretty, and I want to hang out with her, so why wouldn't you consider it a date, even if it was for her to help you go shopping?
So this is kind of awkward, I guess. I guess I should explain this. I am currently trying to go out with this Spanish chick, so that's why I took these Spanish classes. And yeah, so I wasn't trying to go out with her because I was already taking the class to try to go out with somebody else.
Okay, so you're basically using her as a stylist for the evening.
That wasn't my intent. I did need help finding some clothes for my date. Yeah, this sounds bad now.
Yeah, but you bought her a hat, even.
As like a thank you, like we were shopping for me, and I felt bad that we weren't getting her anything. So I'm like, saw her eyeing this hat, and I bought it for.
Oh.
All right.
That's like embarrassing.
What, that he has no style and he has to
No,
like
just
convince somebody to go out with him to... Yeah, it is embarrassing, Grady. You need to do a better job of shopping for yourself. I agree.
That, but also like the mixed communication there. I mean, I don't think it's your fault and it's not her fault either, but I'd be so embarrassed if I were her.
It did seem like a date.
Yeah, no, it really wasn't a date, though. Like, I didn't even kiss her or anything like that, and it was more of a business transaction, you know?
Okay, well, maybe you guys can do more business together because she's actually on the phone listening and wants to talk to you.
Hey, Grady.
What?
Yeah, it's Catherine.
Hey, this is awkward. Why
yeah, it
are
is
you
awkward.
Why are you calling a radio station or emailing them about a date? I really didn't think we were on a date at all.
You took me to dinner after telling me I was beautiful. Unless you meant to say something else and your Spanish is just so bad that you messed up, which is possible, let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
But you said I was beautiful. You took me on a date to dinner and drinks, and you bought me a hat. And
Well, wait,
you never
I didn't
mentioned
take you on
to
a
me
date.
that-
I didn't take you on a date.
So did you mean to say, oh, that Spanish girl in our Spanish class is beautiful or something, and you said I was beautiful, or because it was
No, I mean, I
definitely-
gave you a compliment. It was a compliment. Like, you are beautiful, and so, I give you a compliment. I give friends compliments all the time.
It's misleading when you don't tell me why we're hanging out, when you're using me so that you can hang out with another girl.
Oh.
Well, honestly, Catherine, I thought it would be awkward if I approached you and was like, hey, need some help finding some style. I barely knew you. I mean, probably it's more awkward now, come to think of it.
Right.
But, I just thought it would be
I
awkward
mean, do
if
you
I
not
did
have
that.
any other friends that you know better that you could have asked for help?
Honestly, I do have friends, but nobody that dresses as nice as you. Like, every time I went to Spanish class, you look so amazing. So I thought, like, who better to help me out than you?
I'm trying to figure out if I'd be offended if I were you, Catherine. I mean, he's really complimenting you a lot,
I mean,
but
pretty- Yeah,
doesn't want to go on a date with you, though.
I'm not offended if he thinks I have good style. I'm offended by the fact that he was manipulative and is trying to act like he wasn't.
Yeah, because that's what it sounds like to me, too, and that you're not owning up to it.
But he was at least being nice.
But he wasn't being honest, and that's the key. And he was using, like, she obviously liked him, and he knew that, and you were taking advantage of that.
Well, I didn't know that you thought it was a date. So, I mean, I thought we were just hanging out like friends in Spanish class having a good time.
I disagree because we weren't friends. It was our first time hanging out. You paid for everything, and it felt like a date.
Oh, yeah, you did pay for everything, too.
Yeah, see?
I told you guys it was a thank you for her helping me shop. That I didn't, like I said, I didn't kiss her or anything. I didn't, seal the deal afterwards. I don't know. What do you guys want?
There's plenty of dates that don't end in a kiss. I just think that you should say, I'm sorry for not being more forthright.
Why would I apologize, though? You don't tell, people, everything on the first date. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, I'm going to go up to her and be like, oh, I have STDs from other relationships or anything like that. Like, I don't think anything open like that to her on the first date.
Well, that's where you're wrong, Grady. I always disclose all my STDs before any date. Always. And I think more people should do that as well.
That is a good
And you
point,
find better
Jubal.
matches that way, too. It's like, oh, you got one I don't have. Well, I got one you don't have. It's like trading cards.
But now you're describing it as a date. So now I'm even more confused.
I don't see why you guys think that it was a date, because it wasn't a date at all. It was just two friends hanging out having a good time.
Well, how about this? I think you guys should go out. Grady, would you like to go on a second date with Catherine? We'll pay for it.
A date.
Yeah, like an actual date.
Well, this is more awkward because that Spanish chick didn't actually work out. It turns out she had a boyfriend, so I would be okay with going on a date.
Okay. Well, Catherine, what do you think?
get a date,
It went
Grady.
from
What do you
not being on a date and helping him shop for clothes to now he's willing to date you. You interested?
At least he's not a player.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, now you don't
No,
want a date.
but here's
Catherine, you just called a radio station to talk about our first date. So why don't we actually make the first date a thing and just go out and do this?
I agree.
Yeah.
If you wanted to
Miscommunication.
date the whole time, why weren't you more nice and open to hearing what she had to say?
I didn't want to date back then because I was interested in somebody else. But since that somebody else just rejected me, I'm interested in Catherine.
There you go,
yeah,
Catherine. A big pity date for you if you want it.
And he is a romantic, Catherine.
I cannot believe this is happening.
I know,
Yeah.
you're getting asked out on a date right now. I can't believe it either.
That's what she meant.
We're all happy for you.
I'm truly not interested.
Yeah.
No? Okay. At least you got your answer there, Catherine. And Grady, thank you for your time. Sorry the Spanish chick turned you down.
Yeah, and I guess I will be seeing Catherine in Spanish class next week. So this will be fun.
Adios.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text message in at 78592 that says, Catherine sounds so sweet and loving and caring. The guy was a total a-hole. I'm glad she decided not to go out with him again. She deserves so much better.
Wow, that is a very thorough text.
I'm assuming it's going to be followed up with, by the way, can you give her my number? It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, Catherine wanted to call a dude named Grady. They met in a night Spanish class. Grady actually asked her out to dinner, and afterwards they walked around shopping a little bit, and he even bought her a hat that she liked. But after that, he didn't ask her on another date.
Yeah.
And she was wondering why. Like, who buys somebody a hat and then doesn't ask him out? I know I'm still on that,
hung
but
up on the
made me
hat.
so angry,
I don't
right?
think it's just the hat, but okay.
Well, we called Grady, and he revealed that the only reason that he wanted to hang out with her was to get some fashion advice on new clothes because he wanted to impress a different girl.
Yeah.
And he says Catherine had great style, and he thought maybe she could help him.
Yeah.
But he never told her that.
No.
Like the entire time. He paid for dinner, he bought her the hat,
Said she was pretty.
said
Yeah.
she was pretty. I mean, I get why she was led astray.
He basically pretended it was a date.
And the thing is, if he would have just said, hey, you dress really nicely. Could you help me? Because I feel like I would like to impress this girl.
Yeah.
She probably would have been like, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure,
especially
I
like,
will.
hey, you want to go shopping together? She'd be like, friend zone
Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah,
let's
totally.
go.
It's still a
Totally.
compliment. Like, you have such nice style.
Yeah.
I'd like you to help me shop. In the end, it did get a little weird because Grady told us that different girl turned him down. And then he was like, but I'll go out with you now, Catherine.
Yeah. Yeah. After I said all those things.
She said no. Remember, if you want a second date update, just email the show and we'll call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Lincoln South Food Hall in Bellevue. Fitness for foodies. From carb-loving meat eaters to vegan and everything in between, we've got you covered. Grab a quick lunch or come for happy hour. You'll leave craving more. Order online at lincolnsfh.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
A listener named Hannah is on the phone to do a second date update today, and her situation is kind of unique. She sent an email in. She talked about her date. Everything went great. They got along great. Even after that, they talked on the phone. Things were going great. And then something happened, and now things are not going great.
Uh-oh.
We'll get to that in just a second. But what's up, Hannah? How are you?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
I like when people know the exact moment things went wrong, because that's what it sounds like for you.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so let me explain what happened first before I get to it.
Okay. What's his name, first of all?
His name's Mark.
Mark. All right.
So I met Mark at the airport, getting ready to, board a flight.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was looking for a place to charge my phone, and there were no open outlets. So, I met this nice guy. He was like, hey, you want to borrow mine? I was like, oh, that's awesome, thanks. So I sat down, and we started chatting randomly, and he was super cute and really nice. And
he obviously thought the same of you, because there's no way he's going to let you use a charger if... I mean, that's a good opening pickup line.
Yeah,
Like, hey.
I'm never letting an Uggo use my charger.
Yeah.
No way. Keep your hands off.
That's airport etiquette.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I mean, he was cool, though. So, we started chatting, and it was time to board the plane. I was hoping, maybe he'd be on the same flight, and, I would get a chance to maybe sit close to him and keep talking. But turns out he was actually on a different flight.
Of course.
But he asked me, he's like, are you from here? I was like, yeah. So he asked me for my number, which I was super excited about.
Yeah.
I was hoping he was going to call me and everything, but if he didn't, I'd be like, too bad. That kind of sucks. He's really cute.
So it wasn't one of those things where you're like some people who instantly thought that he was your soulmate, and if he doesn't call you, the whole world is going to end. You're just like, oh, I hope he calls, but if he doesn't, not the end of the world.
I was hoping he was going to call me, but no, not the end of the world.
Obviously, he called because you went out on a date.
Yeah, so we kept chatting on the phone. We talked a few times, and we set up plans for when we both got back from our trips and, went to this nice bar and got some drinks. And he came to us in a suit and looked really nice, like handsome and all done up. So we had this amazing time. And then by the end of the night, we ended up making out.
Okay, so
That's good. That's all good.
At this point, what are you thinking of him? I mean, because obviously he's moved from just like the random guy at the airport to now potential boyfriend.
I wouldn't say that I was sure he was boyfriend right away, but I mean, definitely interested, definitely potential, you know.
That's good. You made out with
Cool.
him, so I would hope you would be hoping for some potential.
I'll never see it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're
There's
just
nothing with this guy. I'm not even attracted to him, but let's make out real quick.
Yeah, so I don't know, like things went really well, and we talked for a few times on the phone and kept chatting, and so here's, I guess, where things kind of get a little bit strange. Like, I know that I wanted to keep seeing him and see where things go, and I think that he did too. So I told him, the last time we chatted, that I've been hurt really, really bad before with some crazy exes and some bad situations. So, I told him, I was like, I have this thing that is like a safety net for me, but it's basically like a dating contract.
What?
Okay. And what does that mean?
Yeah.
It's like something that I wrote up to kind of help protect myself about like things that he has to reveal to me. Like, do you have any crazy psycho exes? Do you have any dependent children? Do you have any STDs?
Okay.
This is an actual written document that you have?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like I sent it to my lawyer, but it's like a paper that I wrote up because I want to be respected. And, like, there's some weirdos out there, like, and you never know. And, like, I want to know what I'm getting myself into.
Well, I guess.
So
And on one side, they always say you need to be clear with what your expectations are, and that's a very clear way to do it.
That's very clear.
that's true, yeah.
Yeah, so I emailed it over to him, and I said, like, take a look. This is kind of like what I'm about, and it's important to me. But I know it's not a normal thing, and I said that. But, I just thought he would take a look, and I was upfront, and everything was there.
Have you given that to other dudes before and they've been cool with it?
To be honest, this is the first time that I've done it, but it's because, like, I've been hurt so bad from the other one. So
Yeah.
So is it like, what was his response to that?
he chatted with me a couple of times, but it was kind of, like, brief. Like, he said he was busy and had to go to work, and then, like, I haven't seen him and, like, I haven't scheduled any dates, and I really like this guy, so I was, like, really concerned, and I didn't want to scare him away, but
I don't want to scare him away, but I gave him a contract to sign.
I mean,
You see how that could be a little daunting, right?
Yeah. And, like, the thing is, like, I can understand why you did it and your reasoning, but if you were to receive one, for me, if I ever got one of those, it would be a huge red flag that the person I was about to date has major trust issues.
it wasn't my intention to scare him away, and I guess, with what you guys said, that maybe it did, but I really like this guy, and, like, I had serious intentions of, wanting to see where it goes.
Okay. Well, at least we can get him on the phone and maybe you can make your case. Like, if that's the thing that did scare him off, which probably was, then you can try to reassure him that you're not crazy, you've just been hurt before.
Okay.
Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call him and get your second date update, okay?
Oh, okay, thanks, guys.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Nothing says true love like contract negotiations. That's right. I know everybody probably just swooned when I said that. Hot and heavy. And that's what Hannah is dealing with right now because she went out on a date with some dude named Mark. They liked each other a lot, even made out at the end of the date, and continued to talk on the phone, trying to set up another date. And then she dropped her dating contract on him. Apparently, she wrote up a contract for dating her because she's been burned in the past. She emailed it over to him, and since then, he's kind of seemed not interested. So we're about to call him and find out if it is the dating contract that turned him off. Hannah, you ever think about maybe he's got it with his lawyers right now and they're reviewing it and he's going to make a counter proposal?
I think that's taking it a little too far. But
I think you need to realize, even if this one doesn't turn out, it is a very good lesson, since he's the first guy you've given this to maybe do a better job explaining how you're trying to be honest with your expectations beforehand so he doesn't take it the wrong way.
Yeah, I guess, I honestly don't think it's anything past, like what I would expect in a relationship. But
Right.
I don't know, we'll see. That's why I have you guys to help me.
All right, well, we'll see if we can do that. I'm going to dial this phone number right now, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Mark, please?
this is him.
Hey, Mark, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio program. Showgram on the radio in the morning on the radio show.
I don't really listen to the radio.
Yeah, don't blame you. Well, it's a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, and one of our listeners emailed us about you. That's why I'm calling you.
Somebody about me? Who is? I don't understand.
Good question. Yeah. I'm going to start with the who is first.
What, who,
okay.
when, where, why?
Hannah emailed us about you.
Hannah. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are
Yeah.
those good moans or bad moans?
I don't know. Yeah, it sounded pleasurable, but
Okay, I don't understand what's going on here.
I can tell.
It's okay.
And I'm starting to not understand either, and I've done this like a million times. She emailed us because we do a segment on our show called The Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back, they can email us to get you on the phone and figure out what happened. And she says that you guys have been talking a lot. You met, you had a really cool first date, you made out, and you guys were talking a bunch and things were going great. And then all of a sudden it seems like you're not interested. So she wants to know why.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Does that laugh mean that she should already know why you're not calling her back?
I would think that she would. It's so weird. She was cool, and yeah, we made out at the end, so that was promising. But then, we're talking on the phone, and she's like, "Oh, just one little thing. I'm gonna send you something," and she sends me this 3-page document of a contract, like a dating contract.
3 pages?
Oh,
It's a lot.
Long.
3 full pages of rules and conditions.
Rules and
Yeah,
conditions?
she told us that she sent that to you. I didn't realize that it was 3 pages long, though.
Yeah.
I thought it was something that just said, "Hey, my name's Hannah. Please don't hurt me. Sign on the dotted line."
Love you.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It was a whole list of things I had to do, like disclose crazy exes, asking if I had STDs. Hold on. I'm going to pull it up. It's still in my phone. Hold
Oh,
on.
sweet. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I want to
while
know
you-
exactly what's in there.
While you pull it up, I feel like you should understand, from her side, she says that she was just trying to be honest and upfront with what her expectations for dating are, because she hasn't been in the past and it hasn't turned out well.
I get that. Everybody's been burned. Hold on. Look at this. Okay. STDs, disclose political beliefs.
Wow, that's tough.
I mean, I guess that's okay if she doesn't want to date somebody who doesn't align with her politically, so you guys aren't arguing
Yeah,
about
but
that all the time.
Right away.
Well, and usually that just happens organically. You figure that out. Well, that's the point of dating, right? That's probably why you were upset.
Yeah. But then it gets into more behavioral stuff, like you have to text or call once a day to check in.
Okay, now we're getting...
That
Yeah, I
seems a
can
little-
see that would start to throw up some flags for me.
That just made me go, ooh.
We've got 2 hours notice if you want to cancel a date.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
that's not a dentist appointment
Yeah.
or something. Come on.
Yeah, but you guys are always getting mad at women who we can't tell what you want. You know what you want.
I mean, that is true. You got it there in writing. And if she ever tries to give you any crap about something, you'd be like, no. I am completely within my contract.
Yeah.
Here. I canceled the date, but it was it was before 2 hours. I'm good. You can't get mad about this.
This clause
It could be nice,
specifically.
actually.
Honestly, if it was just those things, I would probably agree to it, but this list keeps going.
There's worse things in it?
Here, how about this? When fighting, no silent treatment is allowed or any passive-aggressive behavior.
Oh,
That's
honey.
funny.
Dude, she's never going to
Yeah.
be in a relationship with expectations like this.
Jeez.
And then below that, there's an amendment saying all disagreements must be fully discussed, even if we agree to disagree.
Oh,
my
that sounds
God.
it sounds good actually, but tiring.
Yes.
A lot of long conversations, I would imagine.
Exhausting.
So, what line was it that really made you completely decide you weren't going to ever call her back again?
I can't choose one, but this one's definitely a bad one. Mandatory presents for Christmas, Valentine's, and all major anniversaries.
Well, duh.
Yeah, you should be doing that, but
Mandatory.
put that in writing.
Jeez.
Poor thing.
Very detailed though,
I
Mark.
mean, okay, you
Gosh.
guys, it's a nuts thing that she did, really. But you liked her, and if she could, disregard this contract, would you still be interested in seeing her?
I don't know. This thing.
I like how you guys are trying to pull any sort of positive out of it.
know,
There really
I
isn't
can
a way to do that.
I'm like, if there wasn't the huge giant red flag, you'd still like her.
Excuse me, guys. I don't really understand what the problem is. I'm just trying to protect myself. I don't really see this as a bad thing.
Oh.
What? Who's that?
Oh, Mark, I forgot to tell you, that's Hannah. She's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you. That should have been in the contract. Sorry about that.
Should have been in
Oh, God.
Hi.
No.
Yeah.
No, Mark, I honestly, like, I feel like, having this communication was so important for, like, a relationship to, like, last. That way, we're on the same page and you know what I want. Like, what is wrong with you agreeing to those things? Like, are you hiding something? That's, like, stuff that normal boyfriend relationships do.
Look, like, everybody has been hurt by somebody before, but this is not the way to handle it.
Well, most of those people didn't sign a contract beforehand, and that's probably why, Mark.
No, but this is really excessive. Like, we've been on one date, and now I'm supposed to sign a contract that puts me on the hook for a bunch of presents and, like, phone calls every day.
I mean, at least I didn't put, like, the amount of the present that you had to buy me, like, the price.
Oh, see, that's nice.
But you had an amount in mind, didn't you?
I mean, I like nice things. What girl doesn't? But, like, what I'm saying is I'm not crazy. Like, I think I'm being pretty reasonable. I've been totally 100% upfront with you. I feel like in a relationship, you want to know those things. So you know what I would like in a relationship now.
Yeah, but this is, like, all expectations. It takes the romance out of it that I'm contractually obligated to do these things with you.
Right.
Well, look, if you were, like, an actual stand-up guy, it wouldn't feel like a contractual obligation. Those would be, like, normal things that you would want to do.
Yeah, they would be, but now this is so weird. Like, I don't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah, it'd be weird if, like, President's Day is coming up. You're like, oh, where's that contract? I got to figure out if I need to get her a gift or something.
What happens if I break the contract? Like, you just bail?
That's a good question, too, yeah. What's the out on that contract, Hannah?
Well, I mean, it depends on what it is. Like, if you ghost me and don't talk to me for 4 or 5 days, then I might think about it because I want somebody who's going to be there and communicate with me and make me feel secure.
But you want someone to do that because they want to. You don't want them to do it because you made them. That's not a healthy relationship for you either. Like, this isn't a good way to start things.
I get what you're saying, but I really liked you. Like, we had a lot of fun, and you're charming, and you're smart, and honestly, Mark, like, that's why I gave this to you. Like, I've never done this before. I thought about taking this to the next level, so that's why I, wanted to be prepared.
Mark, what do you think? Would you like to go on a second date with her? We'll pay for it. And maybe she can take back the contract stuff, and you guys can talk it out a bit more.
Yeah. Would you do that, though? Would you take back the contract?
I mean, maybe we can delay the signing until, like, the third date.
Oh, gosh.
Mark, what do you think?
Just out of curiosity, yeah, I would definitely go on another date.
Really?
But, like, I'm never going to sign a contract.
Oh, damn, okay.
Like, if you want these things, we can talk about it. Like, we can just talk about it and come to a verbal agreement.
Contract negotiations.
I know, this is exciting.
Cool.
Oh, you guys.
I feel like I'm at the table with, like, some pro athletes and an agent.
Hannah, seriously, that is a big deal that he said yes. Yeah. I think that he's a stand-up guy without the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. We'll leave the contract for now.
Yay!
Okay.
I am happy we're going to go out again.
Awesome.
I do like you, but we got to talk about this last rule on the contract.
Which one?
If a breakup becomes necessary, it must be done face-to-face and not via text, phone, or FaceTime.
I'd rather have a text breakup.
Brooke and Jubal.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I've always thought that there should be a Yelp review for people, where you can just rank people based on all sorts of things, including dating. And apparently, the girl on the phone for a second date update today actually had an experience kind of like that after her date. We'll get to that in a second. But first, Alicia, what's up? What's going on?
Hi, how are you?
Not too bad. Before we get into the whole Yelp review thing I was talking about, why don't you tell us about the dude you want to call today? What's his name?
Gino.
Gino, all right. And where did you meet Gino?
I met him online.
Okay.
He instantly drew me to him because of his profile picture.
What was his profile picture?
It was clearly a Photoshop picture of him on a T-Rex, shirtless, with a sword in one hand and a box of KFC in the other.
That's funny.
Oh,
All right.
That is a modern day Prince right there. Who needs a white horse?
Made you laugh and realize he's probably a funny guy then.
Yeah, he probably has a good sense of humor.
Okay, and did he deliver on the date? Was he actually fun and funny?
He did. He was like super nice. He was funny. We went out for dinner and drinks. He picked like the best restaurant.
Oh my God, that makes such a difference too. Like if you're eating good food, suddenly everyone becomes more attractive.
Seriously though, with that dinner, I had the best salmon that I've had in like my entire life. And if I could go back right now, or I should go back right now, it was so good.
So do you want us to get you a second date, or you just want to go back to this restaurant?
Yeah, I just want to go back to the restaurant now.
Some salmon.
I feel like this is like a case of like food goggles. You know, like beer goggles makes people more attractive. I feel like food goggles work the same.
Possibly. It was so good though. I can't explain it.
Okay.
And
Well,
how was
other
the-
than the salmon, how was the rest of the date?
So afterwards, he took me to an arcade,
Okay.
which was pretty cool because I haven't been able to play most of those games since I was little, like Miss Pac-Man and all that good stuff.
Fun.
And how was that? How was like the banter between you two?
Banter was fine. I mean, he's a really personable person.
How'd the date end? Did you guys make out? Anything like that?
No, it was just like a little kiss on the cheek. See you later, okay? You know.
Aw.
But the weird part happened when I got home.
Okay.
I had an email from Gino,
Okay.
and it was a link to SurveyMonkey.
Yeah.
And so I was super confused, but apparently he wanted me to rate the conversation, the date itself,
So he made a whole survey asking you about your date experience with Gino.
a whole survey.
Wow.
I mean, what'd you think? Was that funny to you?
I thought it was like a little weird, but then like I guess like I kind of respect it because he wants to be trying to improve.
Yeah, or you thought it was a funny thing to do. Yeah, I could see myself doing that and be like, oh, she's going to think this is really funny.
Right, but then like at the end of the survey, you select a time and date for like the next date.
Okay.
Oh.
So it was a creative way to ask you out again.
Convenient.
I guess that I haven't heard from him.
Okay. Did you forget to fill that part out of the survey?
Yeah.
Did that be?
Did you click submit?
No, I totally did because I would love to go out with him again.
Okay, so you filled out his whole survey, which most people probably wouldn't do. And he hasn't responded to you. Have you tried to actually text him and stuff, or you just left it at the survey?
So I mean, like I did try and text him after I filled out the date and time for the next date, but I haven't heard back from him.
Okay, nothing.
Do you think he's just too good at online dating? Like he sounds like he's fun and funny, but almost like a player in disguise. Do you know what I mean? Like everything's a little bit too smooth, too funny.
I guess he does pick great places to go, like that restaurant.
Right. Well, and like his like cutesy photograph, and then the survey,
And
like
then the arcade.
maybe he's
like,
just
fun.
going through a lot of dates, and you're not on the callback list.
Oh, I hope that's not the case, but that's what I would like to find out.
Or were you just way too honest in your survey?
She rated. Hey,
Yeah,
there's
did you
room
like
for
rip on him?
I didn't give him like a perfect review because like if I gave him 5 stars, like he would have, you know, it would have made me look desperate.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
for
can
sure.
see that.
There's that too.
All right. Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call him and get your second date update, okay?
Thank you.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning into today's second date update, Alicia is on the phone and she wants to call a dude named Gino. They met online. She thought he was funny. They ended up going out for dinner. Then they went to an arcade after. And when she got home, he actually sent her a survey about the date, probably as a creative way to ask her out again. She filled out the survey. It even included a time and place for them to go out again. She filled all that out, but now he's not responding to her at all, and she doesn't know why. So, speaking of surveys after a date, let's do one before the second date. Alicia,
Yes,
are you ready to play Who Wants a Second Date?
sure.
Okay. Here's your question. If you don't get a second date, are you A, going to yell at Gino, B, going to cry, C, going to yell at us, or D, Portugal? Choose carefully,
Portugal even.
Alicia.
Anyway.
I'm going to say D.
I knew it.
Portugal.
I knew
Wrong.
she
That
knew
is
Portugal.
wrong. It's not Portugal. I know that was a tempting answer, but no, that is not Portugal.
I hope this works out for you and it's just a case of he's been too busy. I doubt it, but that's what I'm still hoping for.
I'm really hoping that you guys can get a hold of him because I went through a long survey, filling out this survey for him, and I really just like to know why he didn't call me back.
Maybe the answer is Portugal. Who knows? We'll find out. I'm going to dial his phone right now. Here we go. Hi, is this Gino?
Yes, it is.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm fine. What is this about?
It's about you right now, Gino. That's what it's about.
Okay. A little confused right now. Why are you guys calling me?
Well, I'm calling you, Gino, because we got an email about you.
Now I'm more confused. Can you explain?
Sure. Her name is Alicia, and you guys went out on a date recently.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. We do a segment on our show. It's called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then they blow you off, you can email us, and we'll call that person and find out why. So Alicia is wondering why you're not calling her back after she even filled out that survey you sent her.
Oh, my God. Alicia told you about the survey?
Yep. I actually thought it was a pretty cool idea.
I think we all thought it was a pretty cool idea and like a great way to ask somebody out again.
Well, it's kind of like standard procedure for me, just to like not waste anybody's time.
Oh, wait, you were doing it for real? It wasn't like a funny joke?
Yeah, I mean, I always ask people to fill out a survey just because, like, we don't want to waste time. If we're not compatible, it just sucks to wait like a month or two to figure that out.
I thought it was just like a flirty thing to be like, here's this survey, I'm a wacky dude, but we'll definitely go out again. You actually, like, you read over it and then decide if you want to date him again.
That's correct.
Whoa.
Wait, you're not a business, you realize. Like, going out with you isn't the same as, like, eating food at a restaurant.
Yeah.
No, it's not. But I get it. It's in the interest of everybody to not waste our time, you know?
So you saw something in her responses to your survey that makes you not want to call her back?
Yeah, no, she's a nice girl, but definitely some red flags came up, yeah.
Okay, what are some of those red flags? I mean, she didn't tell us any of the questions that were on the survey. I guess we could have asked her that, but...
Yeah, no, she definitely got some answers wrong.
How do you answer wrong when it's a survey? Isn't that just asking for your opinion? Yeah. An opinion can't be wrong.
Well, I mean, I guess in this case, it can be. Like, I mean, if you really want to know, like, we went out to dinner, and one of the questions was, what was your favorite part of dinner?
Uh-huh.
And she answered the salmon, and clearly the best part of dinner was the banana split sundae at the end. You know?
Come on,
Shut
man.
Oh, wow. You're not being that picky, are you?
You're joking. That's not a red flag.
Let her like what she likes.
Well, to clarify, there's nothing technically wrong with her liking salmon. It's just that, to me, there's no comparison with the ice cream portion of the meal. So it's just a compatibility thing, you know?
What?
Okay.
People don't base compatibility on food likes.
Well, I'll elaborate. Another question that was incorrect was, what was your favorite part of the night? And she answered dinner, which again raised a serious red flag because the best part of the night was no-brainer, the arcade, okay? I mean, come on, you know? And again, that's fine if she likes dinner better than an arcade, but, you know, I'm like a young person. I'm not, you know, a grandparent yet, so...
Okay.
If you like dinner,
So-
you're an old person?
Yeah, like she can't like dinner and you like arcades?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, salmon and dinner as opposed to ice cream and arcades, you know, I'm looking for somebody young at heart and fun.
What? You don't sound, I'm sorry, but you don't sound young and fun at all. You sound like kind of anal retentive and weirdly stuck on surveys.
Well, you actually sound like my mom right now, so...
Oh!
Well, I mean,
I'm just
think
saying
about
it's
it, though. If you say,
hypocritical.
like, you want somebody young and fun or whatever, you're sending out surveys after your dates.
Yeah, overanalyze.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can call it that. To me, it's a big time saver and more time to have fun and be young.
But if you wanted to, if you wanted to save time, why didn't you just send her a survey before you even went out on the date and said, what do you prefer, video games or eating food? And if she would have picked eating food, then you know that you shouldn't have even started the date to begin with.
Well, I think that the human portion of the interview is also very important.
Oh, so you do that first, then the
Okay.
survey after.
Interview, okay.
Okay.
Dude,
Well,
you,
so
wow.
basically, you just don't feel like you guys are compatible based on your interests.
It's not a perfect fit, no.
Okay.
You know, you need to loosen up a bit, man. You could be missing out on someone who could be like an amazing partner.
or I could just be getting rid of the people who aren't amazing partners.
Yeah, I guess you could look at it both ways.
Whatever,
No matter
man.
how you look at it, though, Gino, Alicia is on the other line and wants to talk to you. I know that for a fact.
Yes.
She is?
Yep, unless she hung up. Alicia, are you there?
Oh, I'm still here.
Yeah.
Or what do you think about what Gino said?
Sounds like a survey question.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. I think you're insane. It's a survey. Like, how are there wrong answers on the survey?
Well,
that makes no sense.
they're not wrong. It's just incompatible.
I'm just confused. Just because I enjoyed the salmon better than the ice cream, that's a problem?
Well, it's not a problem for you, but it's a problem for us. I mean, if, the score doesn't add up at the end of the survey, it's just not going to work.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not sure why you're, like, writing me off as some old lady.
Look, Alicia, you are perfectly great, and there's nothing wrong with your answers. It's just that, I'm looking for somebody who's going to be into arcades, and that's going to be the obvious answer every time. Climbing trees, going outdoors, like pizza parties. Those are more in line with, the correct answers.
It sounds like you're looking to date a child.
Yeah, a child at heart, okay, who's into fun stuff. And, there's clearly an age question and requirement on there anyway. So.
Oh, my God.
That is so weird. Alicia, did you get a sense for this on the date? Because from his description, he was running your date as if it was almost a job interview.
Yeah, I didn't feel like that at all.
I mean, it is kind of like a job interview if you're interviewing to be my girlfriend. And, I think it's fair for me to, see what your qualifications are. And
So you're saying that Alicia is not qualified to be your girlfriend?
I'm sure she would make a great girlfriend for somebody else.
Oh, my God.
But not for me.
Wow. Oh my God, I just feel like, Gino, you're taking like the humanity out of dating, right? It should be about chemistry and about how you connect with somebody and your trust level with them and your comfortability.
I'll keep her on file.
Oh, cool. All right, we'll keep her on file.
Dude, this is beyond me. Like, I spent so much time filling out that survey, and little did I know that you were going to be judging me on the answers. You're such a jerk, dude.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't think of it as judging.
I know what you could say, Gino.
What?
You could say that you'll go out on a second date with Alicia. We'll pay for it. Yeah?
Hey.
I mean, as entertaining as that may seem, I just think that my time is better spent finding somebody who, a little bit more compatible.
Wow.
Well, good. Like, I hope I actually never see you again.
Oh.
Makes
no
sense.
Second interview,
Yeah.
huh?
So no second date.
No.
Well, I appreciate that sentiment, Alicia, and I wish you the best of luck. And you're a great girl, and I'm sure you'll find a place that you fit in.
That did sound like a job interview letdown.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I'm just going to start today's second date update by reading you the email that we got. It says, Jubal, I'm emailing you because there are 3 things that you should never break. 1 is trust.
Yeah.
2 is promises.
Okay.
And 3 is hearts.
Oh.
And the girl that I want to call for a second date update broke my heart, and I want to talk to her about it. So
Sad.
let's not waste any more time. We've got a broken heart emergency. His name is Danny. Danny, what's up?
Hey guys, thanks so much for reading my email. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome, Danny. I mean, it's pretty dramatic email, man, if you've only gone out on one date with a person.
Well, I think a lot of people know that love is something that you can't wait for. It's something that you feel. It's a feeling, and I felt it with Jennifer.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, we're just dropping that right out the gate. Okay.
Oh.
I know I can be a sappy romantic. I really do know that, but I do believe that, like, love is just something that you have to go for. And I knew that the moment I met her, that she was the one.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, well,
Crap.
Hey.
Whoa.
When you know,
overwhelmed.
you know.
I'm
I agree.
overwhelmed. Okay.
so maybe Jennifer was overwhelmed too. Well, how did she break your heart? And how's your heart doing, by the way? Is it mending at all?
I'm doing okay. I think that there's still hope. I think when we look back on this, we'll be like, this is how we all started. This is like the foundation of our relationship.
Yeah,
So,
man,
wait,
you gotta keep going.
What did you do on your date that made you feel like she was the one?
Well, and actually, I knew from the moment I met her. I actually met at a grocery store, and the moment I saw her, I was at the checkout line, and we just kept making eyes at each other, and I let her go in front of me, and when she was leaving, I ran out after her, and I told her, like, oh, you forgot something. I handed her a cucumber, and she's like, oh, that's not mine. And then I was like,
Okay,
oh.
well, that could have been taken the wrong way.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, in hindsight, it's probably not my best, but I thought it was cute. And then I handed her a piece of paper that had my phone number on it, and she thought that was really cool, and she actually called me later.
Very nice.
Well, look at that. She fell for the old cucumber trick. Many women do, sir.
You're like, well, there's a lot more where that came from at my house. You should call me up. I got unlimited cucumbers, if that's what you're into. So she called you, and what did you guys do? Did you actually go out, or did she just break your heart over the phone?
Well, we actually did go out. We went to a really nice restaurant. We had a really nice, it was a really nice first half of the meal because my heart was telling me I had to be brave like the Knights of the Round Table, and I just got so full of like energy, and I just halfway through the day I got down on one knee and asked her to go out on another date.
What?
Whoa, on a knee though?
No, why would you do that?
That's a lot.
God, you're ruining everything.
I thought it would be really cute, and then I realized when I was in the moment, like, uh-oh, this probably looks like I'm proposing.
Yeah.
And it's probably really weird, but like with love, like you have to like just go for it. I felt like I had to be brave about it, and I had to just like make a nice gesture for her.
But why?
All right, and did she seem okay with your proposal for another date?
No, she got really quiet, and and I sat back down, and she said we can talk about this after the date.
Oh.
And did you?
Not really. Like, I'm about to say goodbye, and I didn't even get a kiss. We just hugged, and then she drove away, and I just kind of sat there watching her leave.
Oh man.
I'll be honest with you guys. I had tears in my eyes. Like, I felt like I had really messed up, and I saw her driving away, and as I was like starting to cry, I realized like I could fix this. Like, this is the story that we're going to tell our children one day. Like, this is a story that love never quits. You have to fight for it. Like, no matter what, it's worth fighting for, and we're going to fix this. We're going to fix this.
All right,
Danny, that's a lot. It's a lot of resolve there, sir.
And have you talked to her at all since that day?
We haven't talked we haven't made conversation, but I've actually been leaving her like really cute messages and like a couple of poems and stuff like that.
Oh boy.
Okay, Danny, listen. I'm just going to be upfront with you. You're freaking this girl out, man. Like, I believe in love. I think love is a beautiful thing, but you don't even know her.
I do know her. What? Have you ever been in love?
Yeah.
I knew.
Yes. I've been in love. And, I had a really, amazing first meeting with my husband that later turned out to be my husband, but I just wanted to get him naked. I mean, that first meeting, there's a lot of different emotions that can be confused, right?
Okay, I think you're mixing up love with one-night stand, because this is real. What I'm feeling is love. You probably haven't experienced that. This is something that's real. It's raw for me. It's something authentic.
Well, we've been married for 5 years and are 2 kids deep, but whatever.
All right, Danny. Well, let's not waste any more time. You said love is worth fighting for, so let's do it. Let's call her up and see if Jennifer wants to fight.
That's right. I think we're both fighters ready to fight for love, guys.
All right.
Good attitude.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, and challenge her to a fight in your second date update. Right after this, okay?
Thank you, guys.
First things. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, Danny is on the phone.
Hey, guys.
And there's really no recap that I could give his first date other than to play this song and say, Danny, I'm sorry, but sometimes love is just painful,
Hi, guys. Look, thank you so much for taking a chance with me. Honestly, if you can get Jennifer on the phone, I'm going to be a full-time listener, and I'm honestly, if we figure this out, like, I'm going to be telling my kids that Jubal and Brooke, like, help find our relationship, help make it concrete. So thank you so much.
Okay.
No problem. Maybe you can name your firstborn Brooke and Jubal in the morning or something like that. That'd be awesome. Danny, if you haven't heard the first part, went out on a date with a girl named Jennifer that he met at the grocery store, and Danny is convinced that he is in love with her and she is the one for him. Even in the middle of their date, he got down on one knee to propose another date, not to propose marriage, but that kind of weirded her out, and then she left with just a hug, and he hasn't really talked to her since, and he's He's hurting right now, and our job is to help him not hurt anymore and see if we can get her to put his broken heart back together.
Now remember, guys, there's 3 things that you can never break. It's trust, promise, and heart.
Yes,
Well, you can.
get
It just hurts. I mean, people get broken hearts all the time, Danny, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it shouldn't happen.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
buddy.
Totally.
Well, we'll get her on the phone, Danny, and I really want this to work for you, but I promise you one thing. If we don't get you a second date, then you and I will get together, and I'll put you through an intensive course of how to shut off your emotions so your heart never gets hurt, okay? Because I'm good at that.
Okay. Thanks.
Bury them deep.
All right, here we go. I'm going to dial her number and see if we can get her on the phone.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Jennifer?
This is Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay. I've never heard of you.
That's fine. But I have heard of you and a lot of really good things about you.
What is going on here? I've got things I need to do today.
Okay, well, we'll get you off the phone really quickly. I just want to talk to you because one of our listeners actually sent us an email about you. His name is Danny, and you and Danny went out on a date, and Danny adores you.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not him.
Yeah.
Whoa, he really
Oh, my
likes
God.
you.
Now he's using the radio to get a hold of me. Jesus.
You're a little sick of Danny, aren't you?
I never should have gone out with him.
What?
Well, and why do you say that? I mean, we actually talked to him about your date because he emailed us, really wanted us to get a hold of you. We talked to him, and he seems a bit over the top when it comes to his emotions, but doesn't seem like a bad dude.
But he's over the top. He's too much. He's ridiculous. Did he tell you what he did?
Are you talking about when he dropped down to one knee?
Yeah, that was so embarrassing.
What was going through your head when that happened?
I was thinking, holy crap, is this guy proposing to me? I've known him for an hour.
Yeah, that's understandable to get a little scared about that.
I've never. I mean, he was like, I would be honored to go out with you on a second date. Will you please join me? Like, it was so strange. It felt like I was in, like, a play.
So, I mean, before that, did you like him?
I mean, when we first met, he seemed cool, but I don't know, it just started to get a little bit strange. He started talking about how many kids he wants and, like, marriage and things you don't really talk about on the first date.
Oh, I don't know, Jennifer. I feel like that's the normal progression of a first date, isn't it? You start with hi, and then you end with how many kids you're going to have?
Yeah, no, it freaked me out.
Okay.
It's pretty understandable.
And now my family's involved with it. Of all the things, I just wanted to get this guy off my back and never see him again, and now my mother and father are involved in it.
How are your mother and father involved?
You guys don't know that? Yeah, he called them. He called my parents.
Oh, he called.
What?
I did not give him their number.
What?
Let's keep that. Yeah, he found them. He found them like a crazy stalker.
Oh.
He was texting me every day, sending me poems. He sent me a sonnet by Shakespeare. And I was ignoring him for days, okay? And then all of a sudden, my mother calls me and she said, well, you know, Jennifer, you are getting a little bit older. I think it is time to start a family. And I said, what the hell are you talking about, Mom? And she said, well, this very nice boy, Danny, ended up calling me.
Wait.
And I said, what are you talking about? I didn't give him your number. And she said, oh, he seems like a sweet boy, very old-fashioned. Reminds me of your father.
No.
Wow.
He actually got your parents on his side, too?
Yes. She said he reminded her of my father. And she said, we only knew each other for 2 weeks before we got engaged. And it's, oh, look, you guys have only known each other for 2 weeks, too. You should get engaged. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Everyone has lost their mind.
I'm the only sane person right now.
No, Jennifer, that's not true. I'm sane also. It's Danny.
What is going on? Why is he on the phone right now?
Well, Jennifer, that's the way this works. Danny is actually on the other line and wants to talk to you.
Has he been listening to this whole conversation?
Yeah, he
I
is.
heard everything. Look, your parents, they're an example of pure love, and I want to have that kind of relationship with you.
I didn't give you their phone number. I never gave you permission to call my parents. That's the issue. I don't care what my parents say. I don't care what you say. You found my parents' number and called them and tried to, like, ask my father's permission to, like, be with me. Like, that's weird.
It's weird.
No, guys, look, honestly, Jennifer, I would go to the ends of the earth to find you. You didn't respond
You've
to any
known
of my
me for an
emails
hour.
or my voicemail.
What? You've known me for an hour. What is this, Romeo and Juliet? Like, we're adults. We're. This is the real world. I don't even know who you are. You don't even know my birthday. Like, or maybe you do because you looked it up.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that he doesn't know anything at this point if he had your parents' phone number and called them.
Look, Jennifer, I'm not a crazy guy. Everything I did that night, I did it because I thought it would make you feel special. And, okay, I got a little excited when I got down on one knee and asked you for another date, but I wanted to be there for you. I want to be that emblem for you. I want to be someone who makes you feel special.
Whoa.
Like, the world's like crazy, and if one person can make you feel like you're something like more than just what everyone else experiences, isn't that worth it? Isn't that worth fighting for?
I appreciate what you're saying. You're very sweet. You're a nice guy, but it's too much for me, man. I don't know what I can't. Like, I'm so sorry, but it's making me uncomfortable. You don't want to make me uncomfortable, do you?
No, that's complete opposite of what I want to do. I'm sorry.
Well, that's
I'm
what
just
you're
trying
doing.
to follow my heart.
Okay, well, follow your heart with someone else, please.
Danny!
Ouch.
Danny, I thought you were going to try to dial it back, man.
Okay, Jennifer, fine. This is the last thing I will ever say to you. Look, there's 3 things I would never break. And that's I would never break your trust. I would never break your promise. And I would never break your heart.
Yeah.
And I swear I can tone it back. I just got really excited because I wanted to make you feel special.
Well, how about this, Jennifer? Would you like to go out on a second date with Danny? I'm not down on one knee, but I'm over the phone. But we will pay for that date. Would you go out with him one more time?
No. No, 1,000 times no to use some poetry.
Jennifer, you heard the 3 things you should never break part, right?
Oh, yes. And, dude, you already broke my trust because you contacted my parents without me giving you permission or their phone number. That's kind of like the definition of trust.
I just thought I didn't mean to break.
No,
I
don't need to hear from you ever again.
Everything
Nope,
public.
nope. I'm done. I'm not doing this. Don't ever contact me again.
And there she goes. Danny, I think Jennifer hung up the phone.
Okay.
Danny, listen, it's really sweet that you believe in love at first sight and all that stuff, but you really got to respect people's boundaries, man.
Yeah, you're right. Look, maybe I just go back to the grocery store tonight and just try it again. And the universe is a crazy place, and I'm sure I'll be able to find someone. I just got to keep trying because you can't give up with love.
Yeah,
you just got to keep going, man. Just hang out in the frozen food section, and one day you will find that true love.
Do you guys really think so? Because I'll believe it if you guys believe it.
Yeah, true love is out there, man.
It's waiting for you, Danny.
That's really nice to hear, guys. Thanks so much.
And it might not be in the frozen food section. It could also be over by the condiments or the bathroom items. I don't know where it is, but it's in the grocery store, and you will find it. Trust me, I know you will.
Thank you so much. Remember how I said I would be your number 1 listener if you got Jennifer on the phone?
Yeah.
I will always be your number 1 listener for what you've done for me today.
Awesome.
You know what, Danny? A lot of people tell us that, and you're the only one I've ever fully believed.
Yep.
I know that you were definitely going to be there.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
We the best music.
Text in at 78592 says Jubal should have given that guy the number to one of his therapists. Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Good idea.
It's a great idea, but those people have their work cut out for them. I don't need anybody taking their time away from me. Talking about today's second date update. This dude, Danny, wanted to call Jennifer. He was over the top, in love with her. He knew it right after the first date. She was the one, but she wasn't calling back. And we got her on the phone, and we found out that, yes, he was a little over the top, but also he got in touch with her parents
So creepy.
in order to try to get him another date. And he convinced her mom that, like, he was the one for her, and even her mom was like, you need to go out with him again. So she obviously did not want to go out with him, and it creeped her out.
Dude, mom is desperate to get her daughter hooked up.
Seriously.
Whoa, mom, back off.
So they agreed to not go. Well, they didn't really agree. She said she's not going out with him again. He seemed to be okay with it. He also said that he will be a listener to this show forever because we were able to get her on the phone. And I believe him because when it comes to passion, Danny is definitely a passionate dude.
He's committed.
He's definitely got that going for him.
Yep. And there's people texting in at 78592 who want a date with Danny, and I'm sure he probably already somehow has hacked into our text message board and found your number and will be calling you or your parents. So don't worry about it. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Move at 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I feel like more people just have random hookups at Halloween parties than any other type of party.
Yeah.
You know, because you think about it, like you're out there, girls are kind of dressed sexy, guys are dressed in their macho, superhero costumes or like a barbarian and their shirts off, and everybody's already kind of letting it all hang loose, so you're a little bit more relaxed, ready to hook up. And plus, if you're, playing a different character, it's not even you that's doing it. It's like, hey, I'm Yoda, and Yoda gets to have sex with whoever he wants to tonight.
I've been a man for the last 3 Halloweens, and that attracts an entirely different type of audience.
Exactly. Mandy, who is on the phone with us to do a second date update right now, was at a Halloween party, and she had a little fun herself. Right, Mandy?
I did. I had a lot of fun, actually.
How much fun did you have, Mandy?
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. So tell us a little bit about the party before we get into the person who you want us to call today.
Yeah, it was this giant Halloween house party.
Those are always fun. What'd you go dressed as?
A sexy kitty.
Oh, very creative.
All right, so you were in your sexy kitty gear, and
I had my ears and my cute tail and, my cute little outfit.
So it was a huge party?
It was a huge party,
All right.
Massive. Like, I'm surprised we didn't get shut down. And so, I meet this guy, and he's dressed as a pirate, like a hot pirate.
Was this the beginning of the night, or were you like quite a few drinks in by the time you met Pirate Man?
I was probably maybe like 2 drinks in, but I don't usually get sloppy and stuff like that. Like, I'm pretty with it.
The thing about costume parties that I've noticed, Mandy, pirates get chicks.
Oh, yeah,
they do. Pirates always get girls. Every time I'm at a costume party, the pirate always has a girl with him. Zombies, not so much, but pirates get chicks.
Pirates can even wear that costume not on Halloween and get chicks.
Yeah.
I think Johnny Depp had something to do with it.
Yeah, that's it. You see a pirate, and you automatically think Johnny Depp.
Yeah, and I mean, he was looking really good. And so we start chatting, and then we're having a drink together. We start dancing and grinding on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Get it, Pirate Man.
Word.
Sexy kitty. Like, I had to be careful of his sword. Like, his,
What do you mean?
Which one?
Yeah, and not the one on his waist, I mean, like, whoa. So...
Oh my gosh.
So he was grinding his sword into your hip, and that's when you knew that he was also interested in you.
Yeah, and then we start making out right on the dance floor, and he's whispering things into my ear, and he's making me laugh. So we find a room. We went upstairs, and we were messing around. He ripped off my tail. I was like, oh my God, and it's so not me. I usually don't do that. I mean, we didn't go all the way, but we almost,
So you did stuff.
Certain bases.
A lot. Yeah, we went around the ballpark.
Okay, so you did a lot. So what happened after your little rendezvous?
Yeah.
Well, we went back, and we were kind of dancing again, and I'm blushing or whatever, and he says he'll be right back. He's going to go get a drink.
Mm-hmm.
And 15 minutes go by, and he never came back.
What?
Did he leave the party, or did you run into him again later?
I mean, I looked for him, and so I went up to the guy who was hosting the party, and I mean, this is super embarrassing, but I couldn't remember the guy's name, or maybe I just didn't get his name. I mean, it was really awful, so I had to go and ask the host what his name was. Who was the pirate? What's the guy's name? I mean, it was really, it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
So he told me the pirate's name was Jonathan, and then I asked the host for Jonathan's number, and he gave it to me.
Okay.
And I sent him a text, like, hey, it's Mandy, sexy kitty kind of thing. And I waited a couple days, and then I wrote him again, like, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And then I, made an, making a reference.
Making a joke about his pirate costume. And he hasn't responded to you at all?
No, it's weird. I texted him twice, and he hasn't responded at all.
But, Mandy, do you really think it's that weird? I mean, you didn't even know the guy's name.
Yeah, but, okay, Brooke, we had serious chemistry. And, I think when you have chemistry with a guy, it's not just, a random hookup. There was something definitely there.
So you don't think it was just a one-night thing, or he messed around with you and then was like, oh, God.
No, I keep playing, it in my head, what went wrong? Am I too easy? Even though I wasn't maybe I was that night, but what happened?
For him to take off like that, I feel like maybe he might have a girlfriend or something, and then you guys messed around, and he was like, I have got to leave. I'm at my friend's house, and now I just messed around with this sexy kitty. No matter how sexy the kitty is, you shouldn't be messing around on your girlfriend. So he probably decided to run out. I mean, that would be my guess.
Unless he's a real pirate and he had to charter a boat somewhere.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe it wasn't even a Halloween costume.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he doesn't have a girlfriend because, I'd really like to see him again.
All right. Well, we're going to play a song, come back, get him on the phone, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
It just dawned on me that I think I know what Mandy's problem might be. Mandy, who was on the phone for a second date update, isn't getting a call back from this guy named Jonathan. She met him at a Halloween party. He was dressed up as a pirate. They messed around, did a lot of, quote, stuff together. And he took off and split from the party, or she couldn't find him, didn't even really know his name, went up to the host of the party and had to find out, who's the guy in the pirate costume? I liked him a lot, and I want his phone number. So that's how she got his information. Mandy, do you think that maybe the host of the party gave you the wrong phone number and you've been trying to call a different pirate and he has no idea who you are and that's why you're not getting a call back?
I don't think so. Okay. No.
Were there a lot of other pirates there?
I think I saw one other pirate, but I specified the hot pirate.
All right. Well, in that case, if you specified the hot pirate, do you think that maybe the host of the party, your friend, thought that he was hot and didn't want to give you the right number and the right contact info because he wants to get a piece of that pirate? Do you think that's a possibility?
No, I don't think that's a possibility.
Okay, so our original thought then is that maybe he has a girlfriend or maybe he just thought you were like a one-night thing and then wanted to get out of there and felt awkward after you guys messed around.
I hope not. I just actually like to go on a date with him.
All right, well, I'm going to dial his phone number right now, get him on the phone, and see if we can find out why he basically ditched you.
Okay.
Sorry to put it that way, but that's what he did. All right, I'm gonna dial the phone number right now. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, can I speak to Jonathan, please?
This is he.
How are you, man? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay.
How you doing?
All right.
Is this Jonathan that was dressed up as a pirate just a few days ago at a Halloween party?
Yeah.
Perfect. This is the Jonathan that I want to talk to.
What are you guys calling me for?
I'm calling you because at that party, you had an encounter with a listener of ours.
Okay.
She was dressed as a sexy kitten, and she's been trying to get a hold of you ever since that party. And she emailed us to see if we could get you on the phone and ask you why.
Are you freaking serious?
Yeah. She told us that you guys met at a huge Halloween party. You were dressed as a pirate. She was dressed as a sexy kitty. You guys did stuff in a room in that house party, and she found your phone. Okay. And I'll tell you how. Okay, and I'll tell you how she got your phone number. She said that she didn't remember your name or anything else after that, and she talked to the host of the party. He gave her your info, and that's why she's been texting you, trying to get a hold of you, because she liked you a lot more than just a one-night thing and would like to see you again.
I definitely do not want to see her again.
You didn't see it as, you guys had chemistry and things were clicking.
She didn't tell you guys what she does for a living?
No.
No, she didn't tell us what she does for a living.
Oh, God.
What is it?
What does she do for a living that's so bad that you don't want to call her back? Like, I mean, did you like her other than her job? Did you like her?
Yeah, but it's a really bad job.
So wait,
What is it?
You were ready to call her back until you found out what it was, even.
Yes. She's a prostitute.
What?
How do you know that?
Yeah, she's a prostitute.
What do you?
She's a You think that her job is a prostitute?
I know that her job is a prostitute.
How did she ask for money after you guys hooked up in that room?
No, I left before she could.
What?
You're trying. Is it like a dine and dash?
Are you just assuming that she's a prostitute?
I didn't know she was a prostitute when I hooked up with her.
Explain to me why you think she's a prostitute.
So after we went upstairs and hooked up, we were heading back downstairs, and I went over to my buddies to be like, yo, I just hooked up with this girl. And then when I pointed out that it was Sexy Kitten, they all started cracking up. And they were like, dude, she's a hooker. It's like, no freaking way. She's not a hooker. They're like, no, seriously, there are like 10 of them here. And apparently, I don't know if she told you, like, this party was like epic. It was like the biggest Halloween party I've ever been to.
Okay.
And apparently the dude that was throwing the party had hired all these prostitutes to show up. And she happened to be one of them. And my idea of like a prostitute, I would not think a prostitute would be attractive. You know?
Yeah, but don't you think if she was a prostitute, she would have tried to charge you? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what they do.
She's been trying to like text me, and that's what I figured is going on. Like with her, that's why she's.
You're scared that she's trying to track you down to get money out of you because.
Yes.
Yeah, but all right, hey, Jonathan. Usually they will like get money beforehand.
How do you
I
know,
have trouble thinking that she is a prostitute. You're certain of this?
It was like trick prostitute. It was like you didn't let me know. It was like prostitute entrapment.
So you think she did like a bait and switch, like she messed around with you, and then she was going to be like, "Oh, by the way, you owe me $600 for that little thing."
Absolutely, that's why I tucked out. My friends were like, "Hey, Sexy Kitten's looking for you," so I just got the out of there.
That's why you left.
That is insane.
Yes.
Well, why don't we ask her if she's a prostitute, Jonathan?
You think I'm a prostitute?
You freaking kidding me? Holy she's on the phone?
Yes, she is.
Dude, you guys are in on this now, too?
No, I'm not. We're not trying to get payment. We're trying to get you to talk to Mandy because she wants to go out with you again.
No, I don't want to go out with her again. Did you guys hear what I just said? She's a prostitute.
I'm not a prostitute.
Yes, you are.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you freaking think I'm a ass prostitute. Oh, my God.
No, Mandy, he didn't say he said he thought you did a good job.
I never said I just said prostitute.
Oh, my God, I'm humiliated. I'm not a prostitute.
Then why were you looking for me?
What? Because I liked you. Because I wanted to keep dancing and kissing you. But not because I was trying to track you down for $600.
Why would other people accuse you of that if you weren't a prostitute? That makes no sense.
Maybe because your guy friends in your life are idiots and fools, and they were just trying to, like, take the piss out of you. I don't know, because they're idiots. That's why.
Dude, there's no way that they would lie to me about that.
Jonathan, I don't know what I can. Like, I'm not a prostitute. I live at home with my mom and my dad. I'm going to school for public health. Like, I don't know. Do you want to come look at my chemistry books? Do you want to look at my phone? I mean, this is ridiculous.
I don't know, but what I know is there were prostitutes at that party, and people pointed out you and said that you were one, and I trust my friends. I don't know you. I know them, and I don't think that they would lie to me.
Were you paid to be at the party, Mandy? Like, as maybe like a shot girl or something?
No. And listen, this is so ridiculous. Jonathan, if I were a prostitute, why would I be calling you via a radio show?
Yeah,
So,
good point. Good point. Yeah.
That is a good point, Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan.
If Mandy is a prostitute like you think, I doubt that she would email us to try to collect payment from you.
That's her name.
In a radio segment.
maybe she's not a very smart prostitute. I don't know.
Jonathan, I will have you know that there are many smart prostitutes out there, and I won't let you speak ill of them.
Ivy League educated,
Yeah.
okay?
I believe Mandy.
I don't think Mandy's a prostitute.
Yeah.
I really don't, Jonathan.
Yeah, I mean, this sucks that you think that I'm a prostitute. I mean, I don't know what to say. I think maybe why don't you try going out with me, and I think you can judge for yourself.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the story of your guys' first date? I thought she was a hooker.
I don't know. I mean, like, you don't sound like a prostitute.
You know what? Yeah, I agree. Because, prostitutes, they have that tone to their voice, that prostitutone
Inflection.
in their voice. And you can tell just by listening to them.
raspy.
Yeah, it's a raspy thing that they have, and Mandy doesn't have that. Jonathan, would you go out on a second date with Mandy? We will pay for it. The only person that will be spending any money on this will be me.
Come on, man.
And I won't give you a bill for whatever, $600. I don't know. I don't even know what the rate is.
It's anywhere from 60 to then it can just go up from there. Okay, anyway, Mandy.
We don't need to be schooled in the cost of prostitution.
Jonathan, will you go out with Mandy again? We will pay for it.
Yeah, let's do it.
You'll do it?
That's good.
All right, Mandy,
I'll do it.
you still want to go out with Jonathan even though he called you a prostitute?
I know. I'm kind of like now thinking about this. I know I probably shouldn't after all the things that he's just said and accused me of, but yeah, no, I want to. I really like this guy. Why? I mean, yeah.
All right, well, there you go. Successful second date. Congratulations, Mandy.
Thanks.
Thank you. And I think that probably is just a very genius way of collecting payment. Good job.